Hi, I'm Prabin Gautam, your trusted dental marketing advisor. I help entrepreneurs and enterprises to build their digital brand and monetize it. Today, we're talking about communications and future perspectives in dental industry. I'm really excited to have a special guest who is well known in dentistry in Australia and across many countries. He's an absolute master when it comes to communications to help you grow your dental practice faster and more efficiently from within. Let's welcome to Dr. Michael Sernik, the dental communication guru. Good day, Michael. How are you?
Hi, Prabin. I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
That's great. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you today, Michael.
It's my pleasure too. Thank you.
First question is, how do you think things will be different post-COVID? Obviously, the things have changed. It's an interesting time in dentistry. So how do you think the things will be different in post-COVID?
Well, I think there are some basic things that nobody will argue against, and one is that price will become a bigger deal. I think we're looking at some significant increases in unemployment. And if you think about virtually every business is going to be affected, I would think. Some businesses will grow because they may be in the right market sector, but most of them won't. So I think we've sort of got to think in terms of hoping for the best, but planning for the worst. And if we're really planning for the worst, I would think that if we've got massive unemployment, if the government can't support all these people who are unemployed, there's going to be a price pressure on dentistry. And given that most of the dentistry that we do these days is essentially discretionary work, in other words, the patient can live without it, that could have quite a big impact on dentistry.
Yeah,
so I mean, I can keep talking a lot on this topic, but fundamentally, I think it's natural for us to think, well, hopefully things will just get better. We've seen these things before, but actually, I don't think we have seen these things before. I think this is a whole new world. And in a way, it's like being thrown into a very fast-flowing stream, as if you were sort of doing whitewater rafting without the raft, and it's going to drag you down over the cliff. So I think we have to be prepared for making some radical changes, which is something that I'm going to be talking about at the webinar that you have organized for later on.
Oh, that's great. That's great, Michael. Obviously, things would be different. There's no doubt. It sounds a bit scary, isn't it? And to handle it is a tricky one.
Well, it's easy to, I don't like being the one to scare people, because that just makes people want to turn it off and, block their ears and say, la, 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 it'll all be okay. But I think if it really is a serious thing, you've got to take it seriously. You've got to look at it with open eyes and an open mind and decide, okay, let's assume it's not going to be good. What can I do? And how can there's no point just being miserable, but how open can I be to change, and what steps are the most logical? And not only that, if I'm going to make a change, is it something that would help me regardless of what's going to happen? Even if things went back to normal, would this be the better approach? And very often when we go through adversity, the thing that, at the beginning we're worried and terrified, and at the end you come up with some extra solution that you think, I'm so glad that happened, regardless of how it turns out in the end. So it's got to be a win-win if we can.
Absolutely. Now, that's a great point, win-win, and being a positive mindset. That's love it. So let's go to the second question, if that's okay. So then the question, a lot of our clients is asking, shall we talk about the high-end treatments or just general treatments? What should dentists talk? What's your thought on it, Michael?
Well, I guess there's two pressures right now. Some people are going to be very concerned about money more than they were before. And so talking about high-end treatment in a market that is very price sensitive, you may find that a lot of patients who were ready to go ahead with treatment are now getting second thoughts. Now, if they're getting second thoughts, you can't really talk them into anything. It's okay to talk somebody into doing an extra clean or a fissure seal or some minor thing. but you can't talk people into doing multiple thousands of dollars of treatment. There's no communication, nor should it be, because it's got to be ethical. So I think we have to be realistic in that on one side, the money will become a bigger deal. On the other side, if it's long treatment and big treatment, that hasn't got so much of an effect about coronavirus, meaning that walking into a practice which is clean and sterilized, you're not going to get sick if there's not thousands of people in the place. So I don't think that's the issue anymore. I think really it's going to boil down to the affordability of the treatment. And now a dentist may want to decide, you know what, let's just try to sequence out the treatment and break it down into smaller component bits. So we do something and then later on do something else and start thinking about it from that perspective. Because there may be, it's very common in dentistry that you can actually draw the treatment out if you wanted to. And I guess strategically, once a person starts, they tend to want to continue. So you may want to think about it. That becomes a clinical question.
Right. No, thank you, Michael. That gives a very much clarity on that, and obviously I see a lot of our clients and a lot of the viewers watching right now from Facebook and number of channels. I hope that has given them a bit of insight. And by the way, guys, if you like this and if you like what it's all about, and we're so feel free to share, like, and comments. We'd love to hear more about that. Now, coming to a second segment, Michael. Obviously, as a thought leader, you've been in industry for a long time. So coming from that, communications and obviously looking as a thought leader in the industry, where do you see, I'm just curious, where do you see the future of dentistry? I'm just curious.
Well, it depends on which parts we're talking about. I already said I think we're going to have a price problem that's going to continue for some time. And the Grattan report, that was a significant report about dentistry that came out not that long ago, was talking about the fact that prices have not gone up in the last 5 years much. Prices become a bigger deal for all sectors of the market. And so if that was already not good, then that's going to become an overriding factor all the way through for quite a long time. I mean, in the Great Depression, it was at least 10 years of depressed economy. So that can be that bad. So, okay, so there's going to be that. Price is going to be an issue. I think some dentists are going to go bust out of it. But apart from that, I think we're obviously going to see more training online. There's a lot of that. And this is a great opportunity to increase your services. That's one thing anybody can do, that if you wanted to widen your clinical skills, you may have more free time to be able to do that, and it doesn't necessarily cost so much money to do that. So you have an opportunity at relatively low investments and cost and time to be able to grow your skills. So I'd be looking at there's lots of new things that people can be doing right now skill-wise, and I'd be looking at that for a start. At least now you can provide more services to more people. So there's that. I think that they're the two main things that I'm going to see. Obviously, there's going to be sort of teledental type of processes going on.
Yes.
And I did a webinar recently where I spoke for an hour about sort of a new model for teledentistry, which takes me too long to talk about. It's more of an interest point, but I could see that there's a role for even a personal advisor, a dentist who's a personal advisor, non-practicing dentist, that can help patients make better treatment decisions based on the fact that we can get a lot of information using photography and scans electronically, and then come up with all sorts of treatment plans. So there's a whole process there that I can see happening in the future. And a lot of it is going to be driven again by price, but that doesn't mean to say there's no opportunities. It just means it'll be different. So there's a big discussion there that's a little hard to get into right now. But clearly, a lot of paradigms will be changed. And I think the biggest risk is dentists just thinking, no, everything will be normal. I don't think we've seen the worst of it yet, because the government's been paying people for a while. Once all that stops, you can't expect things just to suddenly spring back to normal. So I think that would be foolish. Therefore, I am saying keep your mind very open, increase your skills, do more training, and just be careful about where you spend your money.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Again, sharpening the saw, isn't it? Pretty much learning about
Yeah,
the
that's
tools
right.
and techniques, and what you're saying here is
Mm-hmm.
technology, because we can't ignore technology. It's no matter whether you believe or you don't believe, it's happening. So
Yeah,
we
that's
have to
right.
embrace
Exactly
that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because every time I talk with the dentist, they say, "Oh, look, I'm not sure about teledentistry," and as you know, obviously, it's in infancy state. But the things are happening so much, and sure, in every industry, like healthcare, a lot of things is changing. AI, telehealth, mobile dentistry. So there's a lot of things to think about, and I'm sure this can go for a lot. That's a big topic to discuss about, isn't it, Michael?
It's a massive topic. And when we talk about teledentistry, this has got nothing to do with putting your hands through the internet and getting into somebody's mouth, but it's got everything to do with diagnostics and directing people to the right place for the right treatment at the right cost. So there's a whole world there that I can absolutely see happening. And
Wow.
yeah, anyway, so there's a big topic there, but it's nothing to do with absolutely doing the treatment from a distance, obviously.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. That's a great insight. By the way, guys, I see that a lot of our viewers right there in a number of channels. So if you like this, share and like and comments. Yeah, we'll bring more questionnaires or more episodes in coming days. And as Michael mentions, we are doing this special event for the event topic is post-COVID-19, rethinking your dental business model. That's on June 20th, Sunday, 10 a.m. It's 2.5 hours, and obviously, as you have seen, Michael's event is always booked out. The last time, couple of events I attended in Queensland and Melbourne, it's been fully booked out. So this would be amazing. And when I approached to Michael and Sue, they were very much saying, okay, look, we will just give back to the community, and this is a perfect time. So we just want to add value. So yeah, anything you want to touch on, Michael?
Just one more thing, Prabin. Just one more thing I should drop in and say to people,
please.
I think I might have sounded a little bit negative saying all this stuff, but what I am going to be talking about is a way of doubling your profit and doubling your turnover and quadrupling your profit in a post-COVID world. So that's a very upbeat topic because it's full of opportunity. If you can quadruple your current profit, that's the very big deal.
Wow.
That's what I'll be talking about. And this isn't hype. It's coming off some serious consideration. So just put that in.
Thank you, Michael. Now that's great, actually. And you are some of our clients, obviously, they have done a number of coaching, and they have a high feedback and they love about your course, and that's great. Thank you, Michael. That's good. So also on that note, by the way, just last week we did this reactivation webinar with Sue Rosalyn from Talking Dental, and the feedback was quite amazing, really. And a lot of our clients, in fact, says, look, Prabin, we have attended so many webinars and everyone will try to sell or everyone try to pitch. And we were surprised. I mean, the information, what she was giving through the tips, and that was quite amazing, actually. And and some of our other clients says, look, we want to know more, or, we want to know more how you guys can help. And probably I haven't really addressed that. So if you're watching this, if you're, hearing this on the recording version or any of the channels, yeah, as Sue mentioned, look, we're happy to go in depth about reactivation your patients, especially inactive one, or generate more referrals. So we can have if you're looking for customized practice call with Sue or myself, we are happy to do a quick consultation. So jump on our website, 360 Dental Marketing, or book your free consultation, and either Sue or myself, we will see how we can be a service to you. So again, thank you once again, Michael. So the dates are all clear. If you want to know more, or if you want to book now, please just find the links just here somewhere or on the top. So it's June 20th, Sunday, 10 a.m. And it's obviously 2.5 hours. And the whole idea we did it Sunday so that you can be relaxed, and it would be good for a lot of dentists. Anything at this point, Michael, you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I think it's going to be a very interesting time. Sue Rosalyn is a very close friend of mine, and she's fantastic and very generous, and she's going to throw every bit of information she has freely out. And frankly, I'm not restricted in what I'm giving out either. So the idea is not just to paint some sort of dark picture, but to give people some real skills and some ability to be able to take the information and use it.
Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate your time and giving so much unconditionally to our community. Really, it's great. And we're looking forward to having all those viewers online this month. Thank you so much. So until then, guys, stay safe and well. Bye for now. Cheers.